Welcome back to our channel, Little Homestead.
Haley just got done with dance. That's why it's a little bit dark in here, but she's doing great. I'm really excited to look at the sourdough starter. Ryan sent me a picture because he was home before me, and so I can't wait to see it in real life and show you what it's looking like. And from the picture, I'm pretty excited. It's still rising.
Just to stay at home.
So here it is. It has risen. I'm gonna slide it right over here. I think it's getting ready to peak. Ryan thinks it's gonna overflow. Look at all those beautiful bubbles. That's exactly what we want to see, I think.
Hi, Bubbles.
So I think it's gonna start.
Oh, wait. Has it passed the float test yet?
It passed the float test this morning. It was here this morning, and it's risen that high all day.
Whoa.
So it's definitely doubled in size. And I'm just waiting for it to peak so I can start making dough.
What does peak mean?
It means it starts sinking down. It looks about the same height as when Ryan sent me the picture.
So we are...
How long ago did you send me that picture?
It's taller than when I sent you the picture, but I sent you the picture about 35, 40 minutes ago.
Ryan said it's taller.
It's definitely taller.
Uh-oh. Well...
Since you started filming, it's risen.
No.
Yeah, look at the top.
It's starting to fall.
Ew, yeah.
Alright, I'm feeling really nervous to do this loaf of bread. Ryan's trying to decide if he's going to be in the video or not.
Well, she kicked me out of the video, and now she wants to be in it, so I don't know.
I didn't kick you out. You just told me to go to Facebook, and I didn't need to go to Facebook. I needed to go to the recipe. So, come on, just be in the video with me. So what we have going on is I don't know how to do this, but we're gonna try it. So I'm pretty sure that this is ready to use because it started out here and it had already risen a little bit and now it's all the way up here. I don't think it's gonna rise anymore.
I think it's done.
It looks like it's starting to sink down. So that's what I was waiting for. It's almost 9 p.m. I didn't want to wait this late to do it, but this is what's happening right now. So our instructions are to measure out the flour. I'm going to be using whole wheat flour and bread flour. I'm going to be using mostly bread flour, and so it's 520 grams of flour total. So you use mostly bread flour and only 62 grams of whole wheat flour is what it said. So it'll be 62 grams of whole wheat and the rest bread flour. Again, I will share this recipe in the description box because it's on a blog, so it's free. It's not copyrighted or anything. Also going to be using 2 teaspoons. Forgot that. Of fine sea salt. Are you in the video? You're not in the video.
Let's
Come over here. And the problem is I'm super short, so...
You better step back a couple steps.
You look like a kid in trouble in the corner. Maybe you could sit down? Would that look dumb?
No, I'll just stay right here.
Then we're also going to be using filtered water or drinking water and the sourdough starter. Oh, for the water it's going to be 385 grams and for the sourdough starter it's going to be 90 grams. So let's get to measuring and mixing. Okay, let's push that. Now it's 15 minutes like that. 15 minutes? Well, I guess it's 15 minutes. Okay, good luck. It's been about 12 hours since we mixed up our sourdough bread dough, And I left it on the kitchen counter last night, but I peeked in this morning before I took the kids to school and it hadn't really risen at all. So which is exactly what happened last time. So I moved it and put it right next to our fireplace to see if the heat would help it rise any. So let's go take a peek at it right now. Ooh, it's looking much better. I think I will let it rise a little more. Oh, it's looking so much better. Really happy to see that. Don't touch it, okay, buddy? I'm gonna let it rise. I'm supposed to touch it and see if it bounces back. It does bounce back. It might be ready. I think I'm gonna let it go 30 more minutes because it looks way better than it did this morning. So I'm gonna let it rise 30 more minutes. Okay, it's been 14 hours. If you hear Emmett in the back, he's playing with a fire truck, and it's very loud, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. It's doubled in size, it's been 14 hours. I'm gonna move on to the next step. So, I need to... Sorry, that's so loud. Emmett, can you find something else to do? What I'm gonna do next is get this bowl ready with non-stick parchment paper. Walmart kind. See, it works just fine. Spot it. Okay. Okay, buddy? Alright. Mine's not sticking in the bowl like it's supposed to. Stay put, parchment paper. That is what's going on, because it keeps popping out. Hold it. Alright, when I plop the bread in, it's gonna... Next, she does this thing. Her hands are wet. She goes around the dough with her hands. She has a video on the blog. Around the dough, and then she lifts it up, and it's hanging down. And then she gently puts it down, and then she spins the bowl and lifts it, and it comes down a little and spins it one more time. So I'm going to try and do what she did on her video. Okay. Don't touch, buddy. Okay, she lifts it like this. Ooh, it actually looks very similar to hers. That's exciting. Okay, spin and lift. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, and she does it one more time. It's sticking to my hands a lot more than it's sticking to her. Maybe I needed more water on me. All right, let's try and shape it this last time. And it goes into the prepared bowl at this point. Okay. Well, not terrible for my first time. Well, first successful time. The other time, my dough did not look like that. Okay, what's next? Let me find out. Let me get this off my hands. At this point, it says you can sprinkle with seeds. I think I have some sesame seeds I'm gonna put on the top. I'm gonna go check real fast. I do. I have some white sesame seeds, and I have some whole flax seeds. I don't know if that will taste weird together. It'll look kind of pretty. I won't put very many, just a little. Ooh, the sesame seeds look cool. I'll show you. There's the sesame seeds. And I'm only gonna put a few of the flax seeds. Oh, those are really dark. Those don't look as cool as the sesame seeds going on. Hopefully it looks cool when it's baked. All right. Now it says let it rise for 1 more hour. It says to put it in the fridge. I feel like it's not gonna rise if I put it in the fridge. It wasn't rising when it was on the counter, and the counter was... I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna let it rise on the counter. I know I should probably follow her instructions since she's a professional baker, but the fridge doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Then you heat the oven to 500. Does it cook at 500? That is so hot. Let me read these instructions. Okay, I made a mistake. I wasn't supposed to add the seeds. I was supposed to stretch it like I did and then let it rest for 20 more minutes and then stretch it again. But since I put seeds on top of there, I'm just going to let it rise at room temperature and not stretch it again and then bake it. That's my plan. So I'm gonna preheat the oven and get the Dutch oven ready. And that's my plan on this. See, I always have to make some kind of mistake when making dough, but it looks really good. Like, I think it's gonna work. I have high hopes that it's gonna work, even though I didn't do the second stretch. Second stretchy stretch. We're gonna sprinkle flour on. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm gonna sprinkle flour on, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the fridge because it says that the proofing in the fridge isn't for rise time, it's to help it score better. So I'm gonna sprinkle the flour, put it in the fridge, preheat the oven to 500, and I finished getting my Dutch oven ready. I think it's risen pretty good. What do you think? Huh? You wanna taste it? Okay, let's cook it. Let's cook it. I'm gonna put you down so I can put some flour on. That's not happening? Okay. Alright. Sprinkle some flour on, and she says she presses it on there a little bit. What do you think, Emmett? Is it gonna turn out okay? Smells much better than our last batch. That was so long ago. You couldn't even eat food yet. You were just a tiny baby. Oh, you want to try? Here, have some of this. Here. Good job. Good job. Okay, that's all. Here's our Dutch oven. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven and preheat the oven to 500. Another thing I would like to do today is I have this huge thing of garlic. I think it's rotting. It doesn't smell very good. The week that we had the miscarriage, the week that we lost our baby, I was planning on, this garlic had sprouted. It's not garlic that you buy for planting, it's just garlic you buy at the grocery store. And I was planning on planting it because it had sprouted. That was October 8th, so that was the first week of October. And I haven't done anything with it since then. So I am going to take these out, see if any are salvageable, and maybe if I could plant any. And if there's any rotten ones, I'm going to dispose of them. See, there were all these beautiful little sprouts, but now, I don't know, I think I might be too late. Anyway, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so most of the garlic was like this, not salvageable, really crusty and wrinkly, and that won't grow. But there are a few pieces that are salvageable, and I am going to go ahead and plant them. And this is my pile that I'm going to try and plant. Some of them are a little bit, you know, it would have been so much better to get them in the ground last month, but I'm going to go ahead and try and plant some of these. And then some were even okay to pull back for eating, and these will be fine to eat. And these would have been fine to plant as well, except for as I was shelling them, the paper kind of peeled right off. And when you're planting garlic, you really want to plant them in the paper. You want that paper to be around the, oh, now I've forgotten what this is called, the clove. You want the paper to surround the clove that you're planting. You don't really want it to be exposed like this. But like I said, these will be fine for eating. And I am happy that it wasn't all wasted or ruined. There is quite a bit that isn't salvageable, but this can go to our compost pile and it will be fine. And I'm going to plant these today because there is no more delaying for these little guys. They need to get in the ground, and I have a spot in mind for them that I've been thinking about all summer where I wanted garlic to go this year. Last year was my first year to grow garlic, and my garlic did not get enough water. So this year I want to put these in a spot at the bottom of the garden where they're going to get plenty of water. All right, I am going to score the dough. I saw a whole bunch of fancy ways to do it. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to do it circular and see what happens that way. Okay, we'll see what kind of a pattern that makes. Kind of happy looking. My Dutch oven is smoking. Not sure what that's about, but I'm gonna put the bread in now. There it is. I'll see it in about 20 minutes. It's been 25 minutes. I left it in for 25 minutes because I don't have convection oven. I just have regular oven. So it's been at 500 degrees for 25 minutes. If you have convection, she recommends 20 minutes. So let's pull it out and see what happened. Wow, look at it. It puffed up. Okay, it's supposed to be, oh, I'm so excited right now. It's supposed to be 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's look here. We're at 1, still going up. Sorry, I can't keep the camera still. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it rose. I'm so excited right now. Okay, I think it needs to go in a few more minutes because that is not, well, it's still kind of rising. I'm going to give it a few more minutes because it's supposed to be 200 degrees and it's not. So we're at 200 degrees right there, and it's not going up anymore. So I'm going to remove that, put it back in. I was afraid that it was going to get burnt at that high temperature. 2 meals this week. We've cooked on really high temperatures, and it makes me nervous to cook it that hot. But I guess it's okay. All right, back in you go. I put it in for 7 more minutes. The internal temperature is rising a lot quicker now. Nearly there. It's so close. Okay, it looks like it's stopping at like 195. I'm going to put it in for 5 more minutes, covered. And I want it to get to 200 degrees, just like her instructions say. Oh, I'm so proud of it. It's just so beautiful. I think we're going to get there this time. There we go, 200 degrees. So now the instructions say to cook it 10 minutes uncovered at 450 degrees. Her instructions also say if you want it less brown on top, that you can leave it covered. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it for 5 minutes because I don't want it to get too dark. My kids really won't even try it if it's too, well, they'll try it, but they won't like it. And I don't really want it to be, I saw her loaf and it was a little bit darker than I want my loaf to be. So it's looking beautiful and it smells amazing. I'm so excited. So I'm going to cover it, turn it down to 450 and cook it for 5 minutes and then take the lid off for the last 5 minutes of cooking. Okay, I baked it at 450 for 10 minutes covered. Now I am looking for it to get to 208 degrees. In between 204 and 208 degrees. I think it's going to get up there no problem. Okay, so we're about 202 degrees. No, that looks like 203, 204 to me. So, because that's 210, that long line. Ow, that's really hot. I just burned my hand. Anyway, I am going to put it in for 5 more minutes, and I think it's done. 5 more minutes uncovered. Now this is the part I didn't want it to get too brown on the top because I actually think the color it is right now is really beautiful. She says on her blog, no pale loaves please, but I kind of like it, the color that it is, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in for the remaining 5 minutes. I believe the internal temperature is perfect. So yay, I'm so happy it worked. Back in you go, 5 more minutes uncovered. I know I said I needed to plant these today, right away, as soon as possible, but I am actually going to have to put this project on hold and do the planting tomorrow. I will take you along as I do that and show you how I planted garlic last year and how I'm planting it this year. And I was successful last year, and what I would consider a failure is I don't know if you would want to call it failure, but I learned that I needed a better water source for the garlic. I was afraid to plant them along the edge of the garden where so much water happened because I read that garlic can get moldy and rotten really easy, but I've learned that where we live, we just don't have those issues. We have the opposite issues, that the plants need water. And so this year I'm going to be planting it along the edge of my garden, and I will show you all of that where the most water happens. So that was my fail, is that the plants didn't get enough water. Now, last year I purchased seed garlic, and it came in cloves just like you would buy at the grocery store. And this year I'm just using grocery store garlic. So I bought this garlic at Sam's Club, and I didn't really mean to purchase such a bulk of garlic, but I did. And then it started sprouting and it wasn't really usable. And I was like, oh, well, that's okay. I'll just plant it. And so there's kind of a debate on that things won't grow if you've bought them from the grocery store. And there's kind of a misconception there, because I'm pretty sure that these garlics are going to grow just fine. even though they're not labeled seed garlic. So I'll discuss more of that in the video of planting the garlic. I just wanted to let you know I'm actually not going to get to this project today, and I'm a little sad about it because it's already been put off a month and a half and it needs to happen. But I will bring you up to date on all of that and give you what I've learned from planting garlic last year and what I'm doing this year. Okay, I actually left it in the oven for 8 minutes, so I'm happy with that coloring. I'm pulling it out now, 8 minutes uncovered, and I am really happy with this color of golden brown, and I don't really want that part to get any more black. I probably should have scored it a little differently, but it looks really cool on the side right here. I'm going to pull it out and begin cooling it off. I'm just so happy with it. It's so cool. My first successful loaf. Oh, there's my timer. I was going to leave it uncovered 10 minutes, but I don't want that edging to get any blacker than it's getting. So it's so pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, I am going to see. I hope it didn't stick to this. I didn't put any flour on the parchment paper. So I'm going to see if it stuck to this and get it just directly on the cooling rack. It is so cool. I actually decided to just leave it on the parchment paper. I'm doing a serious happy dance over here. I'm so excited. I can't believe it rose properly and everything. So I'm just so happy with the recipe that I found for simple sourdough starter and beginner sourdough bread. That's where I'm at. I'm at beginner level on this kind of baking, and I feel really, really proud of that loaf of bread right there, and it smells really, really good. Can't wait to try it, and I really hope that the kids and Brian and whoever else wants to taste it like it. So pretty cool. All right, I'll see you soon when we do the taste test. Just got home and we're gonna try the bread. That's how it turned out.
Emma wanted to hop in the video. Emma can't see. Don't breathe on it, Emma. Scooch back.
I know, you need to set the camera.
Why?
Because we're going to taste bread.
That would be yucky if you tasted.
No, that's yucky.
Red was. No. Yes, Mom's going to cut it. You see that? Yes, you do. Stop! Now that is going to be mine. I'll show what's in it.
Ooh, look at it.
Have a bite.
Wait, not yet.
Yeah, just like not yet. I'll try the bed.
It turned out good.
I'll try the bed.
All right.
Can we?
Wait. Tasting the bread. Are you going to share that?
Push her.
Okay.
I can't see. Don't grab my
I'm going to butter it.
I don't want butter bread.
Okay, then we don't have to have butter.
I make just move the brothers over, like move out of my way.
Part of them. Okay. That was funny. Who wants butter?
Me. Mommy.
Hey, this one's yours, Levi. You do want butter?
This one's mine.
Alright.
This one's mine. Could you melt it?
A fly got in here. The butter is melted. This one's yours, Levi?
This one's mine. Ooh, it's moist on the inside.
Everybody, wait.
Wait, what do I mine?
Perfect. It's the perfect much. I'm gonna give you this piece because. Okay, are we ready? Wait, Hannah.
She just started chowing down on her bread.
Everybody got your piece?
Yes.
Ready and go.
It's good. It's hard.
It's so good. You got an edge piece.
That's why yours is hard.
It's so good. It tastes just like sourdough bread. Oh, I'm so excited.
Wait, what? This is sourdough? Wait, it's almost gone.
No. In the fridge. Best bread I've ever tasted. I like it. Do you like it?
Yep, and it's so hot. But did we use bubbles?
We did.
Then how is she still alive? She was a lot of She grows, doesn't he?
We have to get Dad's reaction. All right.
Don't tell him that it's sourdough bread. Bye.
He knows.
He knows.
I think he knows that's what I was going to do today. Thanks so much for watching.
See y'all.
Have a good day.
Please like and subscribe down below if you have